From the North Country's news station, 7 News Tonight starts now.
All the 11,000 bags that were here last night, pretty much when we left, are gone as of this evening, 4 o'clock.
The demand for sandbags is taking its toll on volunteers racing to head off high water levels. In Jefferson County, the message is pitch in if you can. Now, earlier this evening in the town of Lyme, there were only a handful of volunteers working to fill sandbags. 7 News reporter Michael Loffredo was in the town of Lyme tonight. Michael, what do they need right now?
Jeff, simply put, the Chameau Fire Department needs more manpower. Chameau Fire Chief Fred Jackson says they need to fill at least 30,000 sandbags this week. It's tedious work filling sandbag after sandbag and piling them onto pallets, but it needs to get done. Fire department officials expect winds up to 25 miles an hour Wednesday, and with more rain in the upcoming forecast, the extra bags will be needed to stop water from eroding property along the shore. And get this, 11,000 sandbags were used just Monday alone. The volunteers we spoke with say they are out here to just lend a hand to their neighbors as they continue to fight high water levels along the shore.
They can sit here and fill a sandbag, or they can dig, or just come on out. I mean, the more the merrier. We have a good time while we're out here. I can tell you in the last 2.5 weeks, I've met some amazing people that I didn't even know existed in this town that have just come out of nowhere just to help.
Well, you know, there's a lot of heart in this pile here right now. I'll tell you, these people are phenomenal. And if I told them they had to stay here till midnight, they'd stay here till midnight. But they're getting tired, and we got to get them to a little bit of downtime.
It is a graduation cap question, tradition or self-expression. The school's never allowed decorations on caps, but seniors getting ready to receive their diplomas next month have petitioned the school board for a change. Now, 7 News reporter Michael Loffredo was at tonight's meeting. Michael, what are these students saying?
Well, Jeff, the school board has a tough decision to make. Students on hand at tonight's meeting made their decision, and they made their plea for them to be allowed to decorate their graduation caps.
On mine, I was going to put like LGBTQ stuff because that's just who I am.
It is a fight between tradition and the modern day. Members of the Indian River class of 2017 were at the school board meeting Thursday night to express their opinions on why they think they should be allowed to decorate their graduation caps.
It's just like a symbol of like what you've done, like the whole 12 years that you've spent in school.
It helps us show that like what we accomplished during high school, and being a senior is something that you'll remember always. And if we are able to do that, then we can like put in a picture frame and always be proud of what we did.
These seniors collected 103 signatures from fellow classmates and presented their petition to the board in an attempt to change the rules.
I called Watertown High School to ask them if they allow their students to decorate their caps. They said that it's not encouraged, but if they do, to make it just very tasteful. And the students have an ally in their fight, their principal, Troy Decker.
I came into this issue as a traditionalist. Again, someone who really sees the graduation as a really solemn event. It's an exciting event. At the same time, these students and their arguments has compelled me to give my own second thoughts to that original idea.
All the students that we spoke with tonight say they will accept whatever outcome the board comes up with, and Jeff, that decision, according to the board, will be given to those students tomorrow morning. Busted up sidewalks, gravel footpaths, jagged streets, unfinished curbs, and limited parking have people and businesses along Main Street in Sackett's Harbor talking.
Sometimes the roads are blocked, so you can't get down. So sometimes it's annoying because you have to go around.
Getting around, let alone parking your car, may cause problems this weekend as Memorial Day brings a large crowd into the village.
It's going to be better than ever when it's done.
Rich Kuna, owner of Goodfellows Restaurant, says the construction is the least of his worries.
Quite frankly, we hear about it, you know, they must think this way and that way, but no, all in all, our customers are loyal, and I think that when people come out to Sackett's, we're a destination.
But for Caleb Hooper, his restaurant has taken a hit.
Some days I sit here without a customer, and I don't know if that's necessarily correlated with the construction, but I feel like it's tough for people, especially when they can't pull into the parking lot to find a place to park, especially as all the restaurants open.
But all the construction woes are soon to come to an end. As you can tell just by looking at the street here, there's no blacktop on it just yet, but we reached out to Sackett's Harbor Mayor Vince Batista. He says the streets will be repaved starting next week, marking the finishing touches on the Main Street project. We're in Sackett's Harbor, Michael Loffredo, 7 News.
Well, in other graduation news, a decision today at the Indian River Central School on whether or not students will be allowed to decorate their caps for graduation. We're joined now by 7 News reporter Michael Loffredo. Michael, you covered that meeting last night. What's the decision today?
Well, Patrick, the decision is yes, the students can decorate their caps. This is something that has never been allowed at Indian River before. It was a battle between tradition and self-expression. So students went to bat last night, making their case to the school board, saying other high schools in the North Country, such as Watertown High and General Brown, allow messages on the caps as long as it's done in a respectful way. And so the students now get their way. They can decorate their caps, but the caps will have to be pre-approved by the school. Superintendent Jim Kettrick tells us, quote, "We wanted to acknowledge that the students made a well thought out presentation in a way to ensure that the caps were appropriate," end quote. And after attending last night's meeting, I'm under the impression that there's a happy group of warriors at Indian River High School. Patrick?
Well, I'm sure they're happy they get to decorate their caps. Michael, thank you very much.
Well, they set the gold standard for football. They set the gold standard for how they conduct themselves.
Nearly 2 months after Coach Straight Heron's victorious Gatorade shower, the South Point Stallions were back in Columbia to collect some hardware and recognition for its third straight state title.
And it felt good. I know I went to some colleges recently, and then meeting other kids that never won a state championship, you can kind of take that stuff for granted, so it felt really good to do that.
The Stallions taking to the floor of the State House this Thursday, accepting handshakes from many state and local officials as the Stallions were honored in front of the House of Representatives during General Assembly.
It's just a blessing just to be here, and all our hard work basically just paying off.
For junior offensive lineman Keyshawn Freeman, this isn't the first time he has been honored at the State House.
It's basically just a routine, and the coaches stamp it in our head that this is where we go be at the end of the year, so we always try to accomplish that goal.
And for junior quarterback and recent Clemson Tiger commit Darion Kendrick, there hasn't been a year in his high school career that he hasn't been honored for winning it all in Columbia.
It's a blessing. It means that we've been working hard and we just set a goal and we accomplished it. And then we got another goal coming back next year.
Well, it just shows that Rock Hill not only has got a lot of places and schools have good athletes, but putting them together so consistently, 5 championships since 2006 for South Point, is a credit in and of itself. And these boys, it'll stay with them the rest of their lives.
God has a plan for us, and that plan was to show people that we can be successful.
Turning, as Darion Kendrick calls it, God's plan into state championship celebrations.
This season was it's special because of the people only, but I mean, it don't get no special than just playing for South Point.
Around South Point, it's kind of a norm to win state championships. So doing this, it don't really feel like we're doing something spectacular. It just feels like that's the expectation for us.
In Columbia, Michael Loffredo, CN2 News.
I met Jerry when I was in high school.
Lakeisha Howard will be celebrating this Christmas season without her husband.
He was kind. He helped me raise my daughter. At first, it didn't even belong to him.
Friday afternoon, 37-year-old Jerry Howard Sr. shot and killed outside of his home on Amelia Avenue in Rock Hill. The shooting still under investigation, leaving a family in mourning, including Northwestern Shrine Bowl running back Jerry Howard Jr., the son of Howard Sr.
Anytime we have families that go through hard times or times of grieving, we try to, wrap our arms around them.
Howard, who just committed to play football at Georgia Tech next season, receiving an outpouring of support from rival football teams throughout the Tri-County during this tough time.
You get the support that you give people, and Jerry is a man of great character that loves others, and he's received that back.
We compete hard on the field, but anytime we're off the field, we're all here for kids.
That support flooding Jerry Howard's social media accounts over the weekend as he mourns the loss of his father, and even crosstown rival South Point is there to lend a hand for a friend in need.
Even though Jerry's on the other side of town in another school, I hurt for him and I hurt for the city of Rock Hill because we shouldn't have to deal with these types of things.
Support no matter the opponent.
We'll have our coach's Bible study tomorrow morning, and he's the first one. First thing we do is send out prayers and prayer requests, and he'll be the first one that I mention and want him to know that we're here for him.
Again, we're here at the scene where Jerry Howard Sr. was shot and killed on Friday afternoon. I reached out to Jerry Howard Jr. on social media over the weekend. He said, quote, he is doing well and his mother is trying to hang in there, end quote. We spoke to Northwestern officials. They say that the Howard family is now in need of some assistance this holiday season. If you would like to help the Howard family in any capacity, just call Northwestern High School. The number is right there on your screen. We're in Rock Hill. Michael Loffredo, CN2 News.
It's one of those things where I'm just like looking at it in the future and I can't believe it's happening. Like I can't even imagine it.
For any high school student, singing on a stage in front of people can be a daunting task.
We're really dedicated and devoted to what we do, and I think that is a really big characteristic, and it shows that we mean business.
But for the Fort Mill High School Concert Choir, it has been granted an opportunity that shows they, as Will just said, mean business.
We have been invited to perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City.
The Fort Mill High School Concert Choir will hit the road to New York City as they are set to perform at Carnegie Hall in late April.
It absolutely is once in a lifetime. I mean, we can go to New York, we can visit, but to sing on the stage of Carnegie Hall is pretty amazing. I had the opportunity my senior year, and I haven't been back since, so it's pretty amazing.
But this opportunity comes at a cost.
We have to raise $1,500 for each of us students, which is insane.
Which means these beautiful voices need your help.
We've done things like product fundraisers, cheesecakes we do every year, but we really like things such as our performance opportunity coming up, our cabaret night, where all the proceeds from the tickets go towards the trip.
The students will hold a cabaret night this week where they will perform numerous songs, all to help them raise the nearly $75,000 that is needed in funding the trip for all 49 students and their chaperones. But they are asking the entire community to help them in making this once-in-a-lifetime experience a dream come true.
I love New York, so getting to go to New York and perform at such an amazing place that we've heard about our whole lives, seen on TV and movies, just getting to perform at such a great place is a great opportunity, and I'm just so excited and can't wait.
If there was one thing in your life when you were younger that you wanted to achieve and you wanted to achieve that dream, could you help someone else achieve that?
In Fort Mill, Michael Loffredo, CN2 News.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
For 12-year-old Connor Fong, he is taking a simple thank you to the next level.
My thought was just to help everyone, make everyone feel welcome.
It is nothing more than a thank you card, but it's something that he had such a passion to do and to let people know how much he appreciated their service.
Connor's idea of giving thanks came about after Detective Tim Buchanan, a family friend of the Fongs, passed away while attending his daughter's wedding in Costa Rica.
Tim always did his best to help anybody and never wanted to take credit for anything.
Tim Buchanan's wife Jenny hopped on board with Connor when he asked her how he could thank all servicemen and women.
Connor came to me and asked me if there was a way that we could create cards that would actually thank more than just military personnel.
Through this, Connor created Tim's legacy as he goes up to everyone he encounters, asking them if they are from the service background.
We thank you for your sacrifices for our freedom.
If they say yes, he presents them with a card.
We pray for your families and your safety.
Thanking them for their service.
Just an amazing thing to meet a 7th grader who has that vision in life to be thankful and appreciative for what people are doing for him, his safety, his freedom.
Today, Connor, along with Jenny and his mom Lynette, went to the York County Sheriff's Office where he presented deputies with more than 200 cards to be put in every deputy's mailbox. But all of this coming on what would have been Detective Tim Buchanan's 55th birthday.
Just says a lot about his character, and to honor Tim on his birthday, to remind us, is, I can't say enough about it, is really neat.
Honoring a legacy while giving back at the same time.
These cards are to help the families, well, get better faster.
In York County, Michael Loffredo, CN2 News.
It's really fun.
It is the young.
We're just having a lot of fun.
Versus the old.
Volleyball, I like that.
Olympic spirit is at an all-time high throughout the Tri-County as people of all ages are training as if they were competing in Rio.
We're trying to teach the children a little bit about the Olympics and the countries that are representing.
Kids at the Ann Springs Close Greenway having fun at this week's Olympic camp, learning the strokes and competing in relays of their own. But on the other side of town, some that are just a few years older than these kids are showing their competitive
Let's get it over the net. Teal team, come on there.
and Olympic spirit.
Nothing like a bit of healthy competition, no matter what your age.
Age is just a number when it comes to the Olympic Games, and we caught up with several senior citizens as well that are going for a gold medal of their own.
They've done a wonderful job, they always do. And they've had to put a lot of time in with it.
I appreciate it.
For people here at Westminster Towers, including Joanne Cawthon, they are having the time of their lives competing in their own Olympic Games.
This has been great. The only thing is I'm trying to watch the other Olympics till midnight and then get up at 9 o'clock to participate in ours. It's fun.
The teams divided up into floors playing volleyball.
It's amazing how they've adapted the games to us.
And cheering on their team.
Let's go, USA.
Bringing the games on home in York County, Michael Loffredo, CN2 News. Donald Apgar, Frank Arnone, Kenneth Dolleman, Julius Farber, John Kerr, Stuart Marshall, Gilbert Robinson, and Fred Rom all have one thing in common.
I did go to defend my country when I was asked to go.
They defended our country's freedom during World War II, and this week they are being recognized for their years of service.
You look at them and you don't realize when you see these men around the community, but then when you find out, gee, they fought in World War II, or they fought in the Korean War, or the Vietnam War, it's just heartbreaking sometimes.
The veterans received the A word. The quilters and myself received the reward. It wasn't too long ago that if I had to do this, I would have been pulling up both of my handkerchiefs that I carry.
Harvey Mayhill has been presenting Quilts of Valor to veterans for many years.
We like to consider that as one of the highest awards, or the highest award, that a civilian can present to a veteran. And thanks for their sacrifice and service to our nation.
Mayhill and members from the Quilts of Valor Foundation wrapping 9 U.S. veterans in warm appreciation, honoring them for their dedicated service defending our country.
It's the first thing I have received in 70 years after being in the Army, so I'm very happy to get it.
I think it's a most emotional situation I've gone through in a long time. Their efforts may please us to know that there is a recognition.
Fred Rom also holds another high honor. The 103-year-old is the oldest veteran a Quilt of Valor has been presented to.
Those years I spent away from my family, so I made some sacrifice. Maybe that's the only reason I got some consideration.
And all of this appreciation that these veterans have is so special for men like Harvey Mayhill.
We change lives. We really do.
In Indian Land, Michael Loffredo, CN2 News.